Hey, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm so excited to finally talk about the book Don't Get Blood in My House from Matthew King. I will put it on the screen here. I was so graciously gifted this book to read in exchange for a video review that I'm finally getting to you. Sorry, Matthew. He left a message on my video for Clown in a Cornfield, saying that he had a book out there called Don't Get Blood in My House. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where can I find it? And he said, actually, I would love to send it to you in exchange for a video review. So here we are. I was really hoping that I would get it done in time for spooky season, before Halloween. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But I'm bringing it to you now, finally. So thank you so much again, Matthew. I really, really appreciate you sending it to me. And I really enjoyed it. Spoiler alert, I really enjoyed it. Just want to tell everyone to please make sure we are supporting our indie authors, our indie bookstores, our small creators. Please, please, please go show your love and support for Matthew. I will leave all the links down below. And yeah, I will leave it on the screen here. He also did the artwork for it as well, which I think is so important. I'm going to get into so you can see all of the crazy characters that are in this kooky, crazy book. So I took so many notes throughout this because I'm still not sure how detailed I want to get with this book, because I really want you to read it. Like, I don't want to give all the spoilers away, but I also want to give an in-depth review on this, as per our exchange. So, but I will say one thing. Where you think this book is going is not where it's going to go. I will say that. I don't think that you're going to guess at all where this book is going. So there's that. But there's something for everyone here. It's horror, but it's horror, fantasy, magic, world building, so much comedy, like dark humor. These characters are so funny and kooky, crazy, unabashedly themselves. It also gets very sentimental at times, which is interesting in the beginning because it's about serial killers and you're like, what? Where it starts and where it ends is yeah. I feel like I do kind of feel like it was a kind of like two different two books in one a little bit. The ending to me felt a little, not misplaced, but a little bit different than what we started with. Not in a bad way, just, yeah. I do think I preferred more of the storyline in the beginning as opposed to where it went. But again, I still thoroughly enjoyed the ride through and through, and enjoyed the characters that were introduced at the ending. But we'll get to all that. I'm gonna put the book on the screen again just so you can get a visual of kind of who I'm talking about. Our kind of main characters, at least in the beginning. We have Custard, who's the witch. I was getting really confused at the beginning with I don't know why, with the characters. Then we have Doom Cop. He has the chainsaw and he wears half a mask because he was burned by, he was a cop and he was burned by some racist, horrible people. We have Gravewrecker, who wears a helmet because Gravewrecker has these spikes and crazy things that come out, and she's got a whole backstory. Okay. Honey, Hachimutsu, which means honey in Japanese, I guess. One of my favorite characters who didn't get a lot of I'm just gonna say on-screen time, for lack of a better word, who I just loved. Black lace ball gown, long pink hair, just so beautiful. I loved Honey's backstory. We stan Honey, love Honey. Is that everybody? feels like there's 300 more characters in this book. Well, there technically are more characters, but we'll get there. So they're celebrating the abysmal harvest and Black Manor. So they have a special feast. After the feast, they do a ritualistic hunt of the victims that they brought. So at this feast, these serial killers, they're serial killers, had to bring a victim to this Black Manor. Okay. And they brought their victims to try and impress a bird named Crackle, who is the host. Okay. I know it all sounds a little, but it's fantasy. This is fantasy, has, magical world building, but it's still, stick with me, okay? Once the hunt is complete, the sacrifices will be offered to the dormant ancient, I can't read my own writing, eldritch beast? Blood taker. So basically, the serial killers who brought their victims, whoever's victim is left standing, or why can't I remember how that goes? Once the hunt is complete, the sacrifices will be offered to the dormant ancient. Whoever's left standing, I guess? Why can I not remember how that goes? Basically, things get real, so that doesn't really matter. But anyway, Bloodtaker will choose one of them to be given regenerative properties. They can't die. And they will use those abilities to continue population control, kind of like the Grim Reaper, basically. So Doom Cop brings someone who basically is not appreciative of their life, and who's this like white girl. He just doesn't like her. Honey, I'm gonna leave Honey's, maybe I bring it up more. I'm gonna leave Honey. I love Honey's character. I want a whole book of Honey, basically. Can you give me more Honey, Matthew? Please. I love Honey so much. Gravewrecker was fed raw meat and got a parasite and started craving flesh. Bloody worms came out of her and ripped her mom to shreds and was forced to eat her. It does get gory. It gets bloody. I love Gravewrecker so much as well. She was very like a naive, innocent serial killer. She had so many good, funny lines as well. She was hilarious. And then Custard brought Dusty as her sacrifice. Dusty's ex-wife is part of Custard's witch coven. Remember, Custard is a witch. And she wanted her to kill him, basically. To kill her. She wanted her to kill him. Basically, he cheated and used connections to get full custody of the kids. I think his kids are animals, by the way. If Custard helps the mom, will get full custody, and Custard will gain a seat in the house as the next high-ranking witch. So she's trying to be the next witch. They're all very morally corrupt, as you can see in their conversations that they have with each other inside of the house before things kind of get started. And there's a lot of drama. Dakota is Gravewrecker's sacrifice, and she is really treating this like a game and seeing who she can take out even before things start. She's trying to see who she can kind of use against each other to take out, because they're kind of like in cages, the sacrifices are, before things start. And she's trying to start some stuff between everyone else. So she's saying like, hey, Dusty has a knife, and Kylie is Doom Cop's sacrifice. And then Dusty throws the knife to Kylie, and then some drama happens. Dusty tells her to, basically helps Kylie and tells Kylie to run out the house to escape. And she runs out only to realize that the house is essentially in another realm. It's basically, it's in another realm. This is all witchcraft magical realms. And they're almost in like this tornado realm. They're up like hundreds and hundreds of feet, and Kylie gets sucked out. They see a portal to the real world, like they can see it, but they're in a whole other like reality. Yeah. So Kylie goes bye-bye before the sacrifice and everything even begins. I do have Honey's story here. Honey basically has a really complicated relationship with their dad. And that's all I'm going to say about that. The reveal with Honey and their dad is so crazy, and the whole story about Honey is so wild. I loved it so much. I thought it was so interesting. This is also very LGBTQIA plus friendly and beautiful and wonderful and so amazing. And I think that Matthew did a really great job keeping it in the LGBTQ family. And yeah, Honey definitely explores that, as do more of the other characters as well. And yeah, as you can tell, Honey is one of my favorite characters. So I just don't want to say anything about them though, because I loved, here's what I'll say. Honey's dad may or may not be in a plastic bag. We'll just say that. And may or may not be dead. Okay? My chair says hello. Yeah. And then they find a board game. Before I say that, something happens with Custard and Crackle, the bird. Something huge happens that really flips everything on its head and really flips the power dynamic between Crackle and Custard and makes Custard very powerful. And I think there were sometimes in the book when I was reading, I was a little bit confused as to what was happening, and that could just be me and my brain that was being confused. Or maybe it needed a little more explaining. So maybe Crackle died. I was a little confused. Custard went through some sort of portal. Something happened. This is when they were realizing that they were in another realm, and there were like portals and different dimension things. So Custard was essentially went through a different portal. She didn't die. Crackle, I think, did die or something. And then Custard became very powerful. And then the other three are sitting around and they're like, they found a board game. Okay, a very powerful board game. They needed 4 players. They're like, hey, let's have Dakota play. And Gravewrecker's like, no, I don't want my sacrifice to play. Like, you're going to let her out of that cage? Like, stuff's going to happen. And she like assures them like, no, I'm not going to do anything, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because she's still out to like, she wants them to turn on each other. Like, she's out for the long game, you know? So basically in this game, like, you have to put your hand inside this bag, and there's a real snake in there, and someone has to ask you a question, and you have to tell truthfully, otherwise the snake bites you and you die, I think. And then, so Honey asks Gravewrecker, why do you hate Dakota? And Gravewrecker says, because I loved her. Mic drop. And then Dakota reveals that she loves Gravewrecker. I told you, you didn't think that it was going to go this way, did you? So then a few more things happen. Honey wishes to be a girl. Okay. But also, whoever wins this game basically gets, I think someone dies and then someone else gets 3 wishes. So they continue to play, and in the end, Doomcop realizes that the girls are going to win, and he tries to destroy the game. But in the rules, it says that If the player destroys the game, they will be bitten by the snake. He dies. He literally dies. I can't read my writing. Then something... Why can't I read my writing? Gravewrecker goes to find Custard, the witch, and they... Oh yeah, they battle. You guys, so much happens in this book. When you die in this world, you go to a strip club. It's like a strip club. It's so crazy. So Doomcop's okay. Don't worry about him. He's okay. And in like 5 minutes our time, it's like years in their time. So by the time that they see Doomcop, he's matured and he's really like thought about what he's done. And he's like, because he sees the world very harshly, obviously, because of the way that he, because of what happened to him. He was like, racially, he had a hate crime against him, it basically is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, he just hates people and just wants to kill them. So, oh yeah, when she sees Doomcop, it's been in the Nether Black, that's where he is. He says it's been 23 years, even though for them it's been 20 minutes. Dakota, because Dakota won the game, she uses a wish from the game to be the most powerful witch to take on Custard. She also brings back Peyton, which is Gravewrecker's real name, wishing she can never die. And she brings back Doomcop, bringing him back like before everything happened to him. So because all of that happened, which that was the bulk of the book, was all of this happening. And it was extremely entertaining. Their conversations that they were having, I really, really, really like dumbed it down. And because the dialogue between all of the killers and everything, I know I did not explain that very well, but I really want you guys to read it because, like I said, the dialogue is so, so funny. It's so funny. The characters are so unique and they're so like fleshed out. Like this is what I wanted to say. The entire time I read this, or even as soon as I started reading it, I was like, this needs to be an anime. Like, I need to see these characters on screen and I need to see all of this played out. Like, I could just picture everyone so vividly, probably because of his artwork as well. But I'm like, I just need to see this on screen because I think it would be so fun to watch happening in front of my eyes. And I just want to see these like these characters saying all this funny dialogue, or at least an audiobook. Give me an audiobook, Matthew, at least, with a full cast of characters, because I just think this would be so funny. The dialogue is so hilarious and so unique. You just like knocked it out of the park with that for sure. And then when we get to the ending with Blood Taker and when they have to switch the body, this part I'm not going to get into, only because I want to save something for the readers who are going to get this book. You better. And I just want to leave some surprise for people because I kind of feel, like I said, I kind of feel like this is like the second half to the book. Like, it's a whole kind of other story. So I feel like there's more, mystery to be had here for people. Because like our Custard, Dakota, Gravewrecker are totally different people in this second half. So much more happens in the second half. You're introduced to new characters. We're introduced to the Blood Taker and I'm forgetting their names, so I'm so sorry, but the bat and the vacuum like it's so funny, the like inanimate objects and the animals and the things that you had people turn into or swap bodies with or whatever. But then the like relationships and the bonds that these people had, like, oh, like it was so touching, and like they were so beautiful as well. Like a vacuum. I don't know, like how funny is that? But it worked. So for some reason it worked. So, um yeah, so basically Dakota and Peyton Gravewrecker also become witches along with Custard, and have to kind of um try and take on um blood taker. I keep saying Black Manor and blood taker and keep forgetting what's what. Blood taker, to keep the realm open and keep feeding it souls to keep it alive, and to keep it open, because that's how it Black Manor keeps that's how Black Manor is to keep feeding its souls. That's why they keep having this like tournament every year or whatever, to invite the serial killers in with their victims, is to feed its souls. It needs souls to be fed. And the witches did something and messed it all up. It didn't get its souls fed. Please, if I'm wrong about this, Matthew, this is how I like imagined it in my head, and this is how I took it. So, but it's like such a unique story, really interesting. And like I said, I think a few things got a little discombobulated there. And I did get a little bit confused at the ending when things were happening, like the fighting between everyone. But I think that could just be me too. I do struggle a little bit with more like heavy handed fantasy magical type things, but for the most part I just had so much fun reading this. And um I would love a follow-up for some of these characters, especially Honey. Please. I loved Honey so much, and would love a follow-up for the witches as well. I don't know if you're even thinking about a follow-up with any of these characters at all, but I would love to hear your thoughts on that, or if you're just like kind of done with this and on to something else. But yeah, I think you should be super proud of this book, and I just think it was so much fun. I I had such a blast reading it, and I laughed out loud so many times. The dialogue was so funny, and this needs to be an anime. Or some sort of something. An anime, an audiobook, something. I need to hear these characters. I need to hear them. I would like to see them as well, but I just feel like they need a voice. They need to be voiced. They're just so funny. I need to hear not Dakota. Well, yeah, but I need to hear Gravewrecker's voice. I would love to hear what Gravewrecker sounds like. And Doomcop. Doomcop is so funny. He just wasn't taking anyone's anything. Like, he would quickly tell everyone, like, this is no like kumbaya, like we're here to literally kill people, and like we're serial killers, because like Honey and like Gravewrecker would be having a moment, and he's like, what are y'all doing? Like, we're literally here to kill people. Like, he would get so upset. It was so funny. He would say it a lot more colorfully than that, but you know, it was so funny. I just loved it. I loved it a lot. I really did. I don't usually rate like, you know, indie authors and new authors and stuff, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm doing it. I hope you're okay with that, Matthew. I didn't rate it on Goodreads, but I'm going to go back and rate it and review it and everything now that my video is going up. So I hope you're okay with that. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to go rate it over on Amazon and everything as well. Like I said, I will put all the links and things down below. I hope I gave you enough of a clear synopsis. I know it was a little bit confusing, but I promise when you're reading it, it makes more sense. I promise that it does. Like I said, but it's such a unique story and experience. So I really recommend it. Please go check it out. I will leave the links down below. Thank you again to Matthew for sending me his wonderful book. I so appreciate it so much. Thank you again. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If you've read it, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, or let me know if you are planning on purchasing it. I would really appreciate it if you did. Support our indie authors, our indie bookstores. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to have you here, and I will see y'all on the next one. Take care.